Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If you're new here and you want to join our community, link is below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. But I wanted to kind of talk about, how do you survive a stock market crash? I'm getting a lot of messages. People are distraught. They don't know what's going on. I mean, I get it. I mean, this has been hard for everybody. Am I surprised? Are we surprised? I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, if you watch some of my early live streams and live streams from a couple of years ago, especially during COVID and printing the stimulus, I mean, we talked about this time and time and time again, where eventually you reap what you sow. We kept putting Band-Aids on it, and, there was elections and all that stuff, and there's going to be a breaking point, a point where no one expects it to crash, or no one expects it to, do what it's doing now, or I can't believe it's down this much. Can it go lower? I keep averaging down. I keep doing this, right? And, I think to survive this, it's different for everybody, right? Your exposure. Some people have a lot of exposure to the markets. Some people do not. Some people have a very small portfolio. Some people have a very large portfolio. Some people are, heavy in metals and not in consumer, you name it, so it really depends on, and for me, I just want to talk about, for me, what have I done, what have I been doing, and how I've adjusted, because in this market, you have to adjust. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. We're going to cover some charts here in a second too, but, we've seen a lot of things. I mean, I feel like in 2022, and especially from 2020 to 2022, I mean, I feel like I've already lived like 3 lifetimes. I mean, we had the virus, then we had just unlimited Fed printing, stimulus, and then we had the bust, right? 2022. I mean, since January, we've been going pretty much straight down. We've had a little bit of reprieve, but I mean, that has been met with heavy selling. I mean, and it's going to go back to a time where we're going to start thinking about fundamentals again, right? Does this company make money or not make money? Before, there were so many, they called unicorns, right? IPOs. I mean, we had Robinhood, the stock, it went up to 85. Now it's trading at $8.50, 90% retracement. I mean, there's tons of stock. Beyond Meat, Netflix, 700 to 170. I mean, this is insane. But are we surprised? And one of the things, I mean, I'm a younger guy. I'm 36. I have lived through the Great Recession, 2008 bubble, and during that time, gave me a lot of perspective. It was, I started trading, and honestly, during that time, I mean, it was humbling on a lot of ways, and you were just getting into the job market. There were no jobs. People had full degrees working at Chili's. I mean, it was a nightmare. Now, thankfully, right now we have low unemployment. But what I'm looking for is, if unemployment starts to tick up, things are about to get rough, right? If people keep their jobs, everything's going to be okay. Once people start losing their jobs, or if people start losing their jobs, I hope it doesn't come to that. But, if your stock is down 80, 90%, I mean, they're going to have layoffs. I mean, Carvana the other day laid off 2,500. Ford, GM, they're going to be laying off some people. I mean, it's going to be Amazon is going to be laying off some people. So if the unemployment number starts to go up, that's when people are going to start getting nervous, because they won't be able to buy the expensive homes or make their payments on the homes they bought. They won't be able to afford, gas or, meat or eggs or bread because of inflation. So, the thing that you need to do is lower your risk. And even in this time, I mean, I've been having a heck of a time in the last 3 weeks specifically. I've basically broken even. Over 3 weeks, I've broken even, which is, to me, extremely frustrating, because, I mean, you want to make money in the market. I mean, I've had $1,000 down days, $700 down days, $500 down days, had some up days too, because hence I'm break even. But it's frustrating to make money, lose money, make money, lose money, make money, lose money. And what it came down to was just I had to reduce my size. I was trading multiple full contracts to the NASDAQ. I went down to the micros, and surprisingly went down to the micros, gave a little bit more room, because I was getting stopped out left and right. So if you're getting stopped out left and right, lower your size. and, widen your stop a little bit, lower your size, make it a 1-to-1, whatever you want to do. But, for me, what I went to, I was heavy on swing trading. I was trading a lot of options. But when the market turned for the worse, I went into battle mode where I'm basically just looking for day trades. I'm only doing day trades right now specifically. And I'm trading mostly futures. I'm not trading options. Because, options are crazy right now. Sure, you can make a ton of money, but I want something more control. I want to have more control. You want to, sure, you might make less money during this time. You're like, I can't believe, if you just hold a put all day long. But, the rallies are insane. You're getting stopped out. If your stop is 0, that's a whole nother thing. Maybe you're getting lucky in this. But, to trade safely, you have to make it through the good times and the bad times. You can't just YOLO and expect to make money, right? You have to have some control. And, if your exposure, you're starting to sweat your portfolio and you're wondering, like, what are you going to do? Just take the position off, just take the position off. Stop sweating about it. Positions go up, positions go down. You could always buy more later. If you're losing sleep over a position, close it out. I know it's not easy. And you might be leaving profits on the table. You don't want to take a loss, but at the end of the day, there's comfort, and you trade better when you have less on your mind. When there's less anxiety, less pressure. Like for right now, all I have to focus on is a couple day trades a day, and I'm happy. I don't have to have my portfolio do amazing. I've been taking stock off since 2020, right? As we knew that rally was just, 100% Fed induced. I've been selling stuff for 2 years until I basically zeroed out, right? I haven't been holding really anything here. Maybe I'm starting to buy some stuff now, but I'm not expecting any of this to turn around just like on a dime. Like Jim Cramer thinks it's just going to rally, right? Sure, we could. But with high inflation, it's going to be very, very hard. And if the war in Ukraine ends tomorrow, we're still going to have the same problems. People can say, oh, if the war just ended. I think if the war ends, there'll be a great thing for Ukraine and the Russian people. But it's not going to help us in terms of inflation. It's not going to help us recover economically, right? It's just not, okay? That's a pipe dream. That's what people on Twitter talk about and try to get retweets, right? It's not a popularity contest if your bank account is going down, Bank account is going down, and you have to take some action, right? And looking at the market, even today, like this rally, we had the Fed, the CPI data come in super hot, right? The Fed gave us the expectation that inflation was topping out, but it was not. Inflation came in hotter than expected, right? Huge drop in the market. This is the NASDAQ, right? A huge rally. This is at 12,100, rallied up almost 400 points. This is insane. So if you think you can just hold short, you must not really care about your money, because you're holding short off of a 400 point rip here. It's a disaster. We got SPY sub 400, and if you think like, okay, how much more can we go down? There's quite a ways here, and this is just a 3-year chart. We can go back even further, right? In the correction of the 2000 dot-com bubble, it took 15 years for the NASDAQ to reach a new high. It took Microsoft 16 years after the dot-com bubble to make a new high. I just want to put that in perspective. If this is anything like the dot-com bubble, we're going to go much lower. We're going to take out the March 2020 lows. We just are. We could come down to 5,000 on the NASDAQ. S&P go back down sub 2,000. Would not be surprising. Another 50% haircut from here would not be surprising to me. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen or anything, or that you should just short into oblivion, because it's not advice. I'm just telling you, anything could happen at this point in time, right? Anything could happen. S&P can get cut in half again. And people keep saying, no, that'll never happen. It can happen. It has happened in the past. And if you're not sure, go back to those charts. That's how I educated myself. That's how I educated myself on the different bubbles. Maybe I didn't trade the dot-com bubble. I didn't trade a lot of these bubbles, right? I don't know what happened in the 70s. I don't know what happened in the 80s. I don't know what happened in 2000. But you can go back into the chart and take a look at what did happen, what potentially could happen, because like we're so into buying the dip mentality. I mean, it's been like 13 years we just buy the dip. Everything's okay since the Great Recession. Everything's fine. Fed's just printing, right? But at some point the Fed gets exhausted. And this is, right now the Fed hasn't even started reducing their balance sheet. That's going to start June of 2022, so in a few weeks here. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just being realistic of things that could happen. You need to start planning. If you find a stock of value, buy it, right? If you plan to hold on to it for a while, right? If you like Apple here, go ahead, buy some. If you're looking to make money tomorrow on that, then don't, right? It's not going to happen. We're not going to turn on a dime. And the reason why we ripped back up so high during the pandemic, we basically turned on a dime during the pandemic, was because the Fed was printing unlimited money to stabilize the market, because we were in a free fall, just panic. No one knew what was going to happen. And now it's a different kind of level. It means very controlled way down, right? I mean, this is the 5th month we're moving down right now. We're in the 5th month. Could it go on for another 5 months, 10 months? Sure. Anyone that says it can't is lying. Anything could happen. Could we rip back up to all-time highs from here? Absolutely. Is it likely? Probably not. If we have high inflation, we're gonna have some problems, right? We're gonna have some problems. Right now, the Fed does not have control. They're moving very slow. We had the 25 basis points, then we had 50 basis points. You know what's coming next. Inflation has not slowed down. Inflation is still going higher. So I guess my recommendation on how to survive is really just take a step back, lower your position size. If you're losing sleep over position or money, you're trading too big. You're trading way too big. Take it way down, way, way, way down. And it's okay. If you make less money, it's okay. Right now, it's about survival. And there's going to be easier times in the market. If we survive this, I mean, man, the future is going to be sweet. The market's going to be sweet. I mean, everything's going to be good. So if you can make money in this, you're going to be okay. You're going to be set. And my goal, even if I made what, 275 today, right? It's not great, but it's better than losing. And if I can make money in this market, I'm going to be around for a long time. So if you watch this video to the end, comment below, watch the end. And as always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.